that going as well. All right. I think that worked. Everything looks good. Doing okay. You're eating fries. Okay, I'm a little jealous because I'm a little hungry. I'm not gonna lie. I actually ran into the kitchen right before this started and I grabbed my favorite snack, which is these Archer grass-fed beef sticks. These things are delicious. And the only pet peeve I have about them is that they're sometimes hard to open. So I did not eat it, even though I was hungry. I didn't eat it because I couldn't get it open. And I'm looking at the clock going, I got to start this live. What am I doing here? Hey, Jess, how are you? It's so nice to see you. All right, let's see. Who am I missing? Christina. Okay, we've got some awesome teachers here. I have to point them out. Bethany, did I say hello? And thank you for calling me Kenobi. I love that. Hi, Judy. Hi, Bethany. We have CG, awesome teacher. Soulful Wellness with Jess, another awesome teacher. And Jess, I've not seen you have live events lately, so you need to get back. Judy, yeah, I do have scissors nearby, but the clock, was like, time for me to go live. And I'm like, okay, excuse me, I'm not going to eat my beef stick on camera because I don't want you to see, bits and pieces of stuff in my teeth. Excuse me while I take a little sip. Jess says, I need that butterfly and moon combo. Oh my gosh. Do you know where I got the butterflies? Well, everything. Amazon, of course. The butterflies were so cheap. I had bought them for something else. They're actually made out of paper. And whatever it was, I never used, so I hung them up. And then the moons light up. I don't have them lit up now, but the moons light up. They're battery operated. And my entire house is filled with lights. I don't like the dark. I love a lot of lights. Most of my lights, of course, are purple because we know I love purple. Hi, Trish. Speaking of purple. Christina, did I say hello? Hello, Christina. And let's see. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Judy, Bethany. All right. Okay. Tarns, good morning. Oh, first time here from Queensland, Australia. I love that. We have a lot of teachers from Australia. And I'm looking down here. I'm waiting for one who said she would be here. She's not here right now, but I'm sure she'll get here eventually. So yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. So I'm all right. Even though, like I said, I was a little hungry, didn't get into the beef stick, but I'm doing okay. My pup Onyx is over here chewing on a treat. I took care of him first. Hello, Annie. Is that my friend Annie with the new puppy? How's the new puppy? So anyway, I'm a squirrel. I'm going to get back on track here. Oh, you were talking about purple. There was one thing I wanted to say. I want you to notice that I am wearing something that's not purple. I have a pink shirt on. I'm trying to branch out a little with my colors. I have a very extensively purple wardrobe, and that's fine. But every now and then I'm like, maybe I should mix it up and get another color, right? So yes, look, I'm wearing a pink shirt. Annie says the new puppy has a lot of energy. He's so great. He helps with depression. Aw, yes, he does. That's one thing I love about animals. My pup Onyx is by my side all the time. In fact, today's my granddaughter's first birthday, and we're leaving for Pennsylvania to celebrate her first birthday. And I'm taking my puppy with me because even though he's got an excellent dog sitter, she wasn't available, and I wouldn't leave him with just anybody. CG says, I see you, Violet, being adventurous. Yeah, that's right. Pink, breaking out. Let's see, the nails are still purple, but maybe next time I go, I'll get a different color. Annie says we named him Shadow. Aw, I love that. Love that. That's a great name. Annie, I'm still waiting for the picture. Annie's going to send me a picture. And thank you, CG. Yeah, my grandbaby's a year old. I feel like just yesterday I was going to the hospital to see her. I mean, the day she was born, I'm in New York, and they live in Pennsylvania, about 3 hours away. And when my grandson was born, who will be 4 next month, I was not at the hospital like right away, and everybody else was there, like my daughter-in-law's entire family was there. So this time I was like, invited or not, I'm coming. So I booked the hotel, went to see the baby, and I was thrilled, and took Onyx with me too. My husband came with me, of course. Let's see, Trish. Annie, make your profile picture of your puppy. Yes, Annie, please. I can't I'm trying to see, can I see? No, right now, Annie, all I see is an A. Annie says, I was just telling hubby I have to send you a picture. Can I send a video? Yes, please send me the video. You know, Annie, anything you send me, I will share because you know I got that OBS running and I can share videos too. So I'm babbling. I tend to ramble. As you can tell, I have no structure when I do these lives. And I was supposed to be live earlier today, and thank you for coming a little later. I ended up having to reschedule because I had an appointment with the dentist, and those are hard to come by. So I could not cancel, decided to reschedule the live instead. Annie says, good idea. Okay, yeah. But yes, please, Annie, send me the video, send me the picture. And the next time I go live, I will absolutely share if you want me to, if you don't mind, I mean, and I'll be live next week. So yeah, so why are we here, right? Okay, let me get back to my purpose. As many of you know by now, and by the way, if you're new, please drop that in the chat, because if you're new, I won't repeat myself. And if you are new, I'll let you know what this is all about. I love journaling. And I have gotten into, I've been journaling since I was like 9 years old. My sister gave me my very first journal back in the day when we used to write everything on paper with a pen. And I remember keeping that journal for so long and remembering I ripped it up and threw it away when we moved when I was a little older because I didn't want anybody to ever read it. But I still remember a lot of the things I wrote. You know, I was 9 years old. What did I know? But throughout the years, I've always kept journaling. Throughout my first marriage, which was not a great one, I did a lot of journaling. That was like my own therapy. And I still have a lot of my journals, the ones that I wrote on paper, the ones that I kept on my computer. And I love going back and reading where I was in my life then compared to where I am now, which is like 100% improvement. Oh, excuse me. I just want to make sure that I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I just saw it blink at me. I think I do. No, I did not. Okay, good. I'm glad I noticed that. So one of the things I've been doing throughout my journaling years is writing letters. I find that writing a letter can be so healing, you know, whether it's a letter of gratitude or a letter to someone, you know, you can write a letter to somebody who pissed you off. But the track that I created a few weeks ago, which by the way has been it has blown me away. It has been the most popular track I've ever had. Never in a million years thought that track was going to make such an impact, which is why I started doing these weekly letter writing sessions, because I wrote a letter to my younger self, forgiving myself for what I felt were the things that I did wrong as a parent. You know, when I got divorced the first time, when I let my sons go live with their dad. And I cried so much when I wrote that letter, and I cried so much every time I tried to read it to record the track, that by the time I finally was able to stop crying to record, I felt like it was such a healing experience for me. And I want to share that with everybody. I want you to do that as well. Tarns says, I'm glad you're on a little later at 7 a.m. here. Usually, 4 to 5. Oh, ouch. When you saw 7 a.m., you jumped at, I'm so happy to hear that. Tarns, and because I told my friend, is she here yet? No, I don't see her here. Who's in Australia, that I was doing this at 4, and she said, that's great. She could make it. I told her that every other week I will do it at this time, because I'm trying to be, you know, time zone friendly. I know it's hard. I'm on the East Coast in New York. I'm not a morning person, so you'll never find me doing anything before like noon. But I want to start doing some of these a little later so I can catch my friends in Australia. Trish says, I'm getting better at journaling. I'm doing Lexi Bennington's. Oh, I've heard of her. Yes, her 831 journal. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. I've been to a couple of her lives. I didn't know she was doing something specifically on journaling. I will definitely check her out. There's so many amazing teachers here. Mitch says, great time for me. Oh, awesome, Mitch. So not next week, but then the week after, I will be doing it at this time. So I'm going to alternate every other week. I'll have, you know, one earlier, which I know is too early for all of you. And then I'll have the later session. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that. That makes me so happy. I really, I love being able to have the flexibility of having different time zones joining. Okay, I'm going to post. Do I have the card for the next one that is, I don't think I put that card up. But what's today? The 5th, so that'll be the 19th will be the next one at this time. My next one is next week, but that one is at the earlier time, which again, I know is a little too early for you. Tarn says, thank you for considering other time zones. Oh, it doesn't put me out because again, it's 4:12 p.m. in New York right now, and I'm not a morning person. If this was like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., that'd be a different story. And actually, we are doing, and I'm going to share that card, a peaceful pause with a bunch of amazing teachers. And we specifically picked this time to make it friendly for our time zones like Australia. And it was actually Matt's idea, who's another amazing teacher here, and I know a lot of you know him. He had said to me after we did the last one, which was in February, he said, can we do one of these later so that people, on the other side of the world can join because they have to miss out? And I said, absolutely, we could. So this next peaceful pause, which is where we all just gather together, and there's some beautiful meditations by Dakota, which I know a lot of you know, and Matt's going to play the piano, which we love. Matt is a huge, huge symbol of peace in every way imaginable with his music, the things he talks about, the things he advocates for. So I'm very excited to do these always, and having him and Dakota together is amazing. So please bookmark. That's the 14th in my time zone. It's the 15th for the other time zones. So that's Saturday for me, so it'll be Sunday for you. Yeah, Trish, I love Dakota too. She's so amazing. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining. And that event, that peaceful pause, those events are near and dear to my heart. So I could do them every month. I invite other teachers. We've done it with as many as 40 teachers. This one I'm keeping to about 12. I want to give the teachers more of an opportunity to talk. For those of you who don't know me, I love collaborations. I'm in New York, and I love collaborating with other teachers. I am a huge tech geek, and I use technology, everything I can in technology, to make these collaborations happen. And I love them. It's like one of the things on Insight Timer that brings me so much joy. So again, I'm rambling. Today, I'm going to make sure that we stick to the program because I'm actually going to play some music, and I'm going to have you start a letter, write a letter, or just hang out. But I want you to actually write a letter. I've had people write letters after the live and send them to me, and they have been amazing. And please keep doing that. Mitch, what a boss thing to do. Very impressive. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, Mitch, I love technology. My full-time job has nothing to do with what I do on Insight Timer, but it is technology focused. And if there is anything with tech that I can learn or I can do, I will do it. And a lot of you, those of you who do know me, know that I went back to school at age 50 to get my master's degree so that I could do the job I have now, which I've been doing for 8 years and I absolutely love. I work remotely, which is great because this time of year when the weather is not so cooperative in New York, I don't have to leave the house. And actually, that's how I got started on Insight Timer, because I was working remotely and I was looking for something to listen to other than music or a podcast, and got hooked on Insight Timer. That was back in 2018. And then in 2023, which is almost 3 years in April, I became an Insight Timer teacher, and I love it. And these collaborations have been awesome because I've gotten to know a lot of teachers like CG, like Jess. Who else is here? I'm looking down to see if I see any other teachers in the chat. All right. I'm not spotting any. Bethany Ambassador Kenobi. Thank you. Hey, Joanne, speaking of teachers, there's another teacher, and Joanne is going to be with us at the Peaceful Pause. Joanne, I was just talking about how I specifically made this time because I had to change an appointment, but because it's also friendlier for our other time zones, I'm going to keep doing these every other week at this time. You just finished your private client. Good. Joanne, you must be up early because I know sometimes when I do these earlier, I think I've seen you in them as well. I was just saying I'm not a morning person. You definitely must be. The fact that you had a client already is amazing because I work remotely and I refuse to take meetings before noon, which is funny. Anytime anybody requests a meeting, if it's before noon, I'm like, nope, it's got to be in the afternoon. Busy. And busy is that I don't function early. So, but that's the nice thing about working remotely, right? All right. So please, if you're new here, let me know. And if you're not new here, I'm going to get into what the letter writing could be about. You know, you pick whatever topic you want. You're going to put this in your journal. You can put it on a piece of paper, do it on your computer, do it any way you want to do it. Joanne says, you got to do you. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I found that by doing whatever works for me, I'm a lot happier. You know, I love my job. I love what I do. I love sleeping in. I love staying up late. It's all good. So if you are new here, please put it in the chat. I know most of you here have already heard the track that I created called A Letter to My Younger Self, Releasing Parental Guilt. I would put up a card for it, but it's a free track. And Insight Timer doesn't have promotional cards for free tracks yet. Maybe someday they will. And while we're mentioning that, I was thinking I've been working on a course for people who've lost pets. That was another letter that I wrote, by the way. I'm wondering if I have it here. I think I do. I wrote a letter when my pets crossed over. Well, when the second one crossed over. And that was also very healing for me. I'm willing to play that for you if it's not a trigger for anybody, because I know that kind of stuff is also hard to hear sometimes. Hi, Caitlin. First time on one of my lives. You're listening while walking. Wonderful. Oh, it's nice to see you too, Caitlin. Caitlin, I go to a lot of your lives as well. So it's always lovely to see another lovely teacher joining us. All right, friends, I'm going to give you the option. If you've been here before, I know you've heard the video where Matt introduces my letter, and you know that I could watch that video a million times. And I've explained to a lot of people how I read that letter 6 times before I could stop crying in order to record it. But it was a wonderful experience, healing. It was a wonderful healing experience. Elle says, hi, everyone. First time here. I love journaling. Yay, Elle, me too. I love journaling too. So I have that letter. I also have the one that I wrote when my pups crossed over. In fact, I do have it in my queue here. Maybe I'll play that one for you. And it's just to give you an example of what a letter can sound like. You can write about anything. As I said, I have the one where I released a lot of the guilt, and I wrote a letter to my younger self, the guilt that I felt from having let my sons go live with their dad. I also have this letter that I wrote when I was going through the grief of having lost my pups. And, you know, letters for me, writing in my journal, all of it has been so healing, and it's I call it my own form of therapy. Patrice says, oh, hi Patrice, hello. Mitch says, no, not the video. My family woke up to me bawling last night. Aw, which video do you not want, Mitch? Tell me which video you don't want. I don't want to upset anybody. I mean, I don't have a video for the pet loss track. I just have the track itself. I think the video you're referring to is the one where Matt introduces my letter. I love that video. I can finally listen to all that without crying. So that's progress. You know, I feel like the more I do these things, the more I heal. Maybe I'll play the pet loss. I could play something on gratitude too. The one where the DJ plays the, oh yeah, that's Matt. No. I'm not gonna play that one. I've played that one 2 weeks in a row already. Let's try something different. Let's check out the pet loss. I just have to cue forward a little. Oh, gratitude would be awesome. All right. Hey, listen, I have an awesome video on gratitude, and it is with Denzel Washington, who is one of my favorite actors in the whole world. I'm going to play that for you because I would love to do a gratitude letter today. If the rest of you are up for doing a gratitude letter, I would love that. Let me play this video. Let me mute myself.
Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in
Oh, sorry. All right, let me see why I did not have audio over there. Just give me 1 second because I love this video too. Let's see. What did I do? What did I do? Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. Okay, I got nervous. I was like, oh no, I broke something else. Just give me 1 second. Let me try and get the volume back here on the video. Just bear with me. Let's see. I'm just going to try something out real quick. Hang on.
Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for every moment that led to this day. Thank you for the hard times. They made me appreciate the good times. Thank you for the lessons. They were needed for my development. Thank you for my eyes that get to witness the miracles of today and tomorrow. Thank you for everything I take for granted. Thank you for all of my blessings. Thank you for my drive.
Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for every moment that led to this day. Thank you for the hard times. They made me appreciate the good times. Thank you for the lessons. They were needed for my development. Thank you for my eyes that get to witness the miracles of today and tomorrow. Thank you for everything I take for granted. Thank you for all of my blessings. Thank you for my drive. Thank you for my spirit. Thank you for my strength. Thank you for giving me the courage to fight through the hard times. Thank you for the people in my life, those I love and those I learn from. Thank you for it all. Thank you. Thank you. It's the key that opens the door to instant happiness. unlocks the door to everything we are really seeking in life. Happiness and contentment. Think about it. No matter what you say you want, money, riches, health, to help others, why do you really want it? When you drill deep down, the only reason anyone wants anything is the feeling we believe we will get from having it. That all boils down to happiness and contentment. And the truth is, we can have it now if we are grateful. And if you get quiet, get away from the noise of the world, and think for a moment about what you could be grateful for, I'm sure you could find plenty. Be grateful there's food on the table, air in your lungs, life in your body. Get grateful that you have opportunity to take your life to a whole nother level. To decide right now that you are going to live your dreams and never settle until you do. Get grateful for the mental strength you've been given to survive the hard times. Get grateful for your limbs if you have them. Many are not so blessed. Your eyesight if you have it. Many are not so blessed. Your hearing if you have it. Many are not so blessed. The health you do have, many are in worse positions. Get grateful for that one person that has had an impact in your life, or many people if you are so blessed. Then get grateful you can choose to be that person for someone else. That one that makes a difference in someone else's life, no matter how small. Get grateful you get to experience this magical universe. Today, look for miracles. I guarantee if you are looking, you will see them. There are unlimited things to be grateful for. Open your eyes. Unlock your amazing life. It's ready for you right now.
Thank you for this day, whatever it brings, whether a challenge I need to grow, a lineup to teach me patience, an unexpected blessing, every moment of joy, whatever today brings, thank you. Whatever it brings, I pray I have enough presence in each moment to know that no circumstance is my life. No high or low, no event, no thing is my life. Life is energy, and I know I'm so much more than my physical body. Thank you for my ability to love, to give to others my authentic love and kindness without expecting anything in return. Thank you for my strength. Thank you for my presence. Thank you for my ability to attract only the things and people that are in harmony with what I need in my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this day, whatever it brings.
I love that video. I watch it a lot. I think I know every line right now. Bethany, we're sending you a lot of love. I know how hard that is. It's coincidentally, I was finishing my pet loss course earlier today and talking about the things that I did when I lost my pups, the things that helped me get through it. So I'm definitely going to message you later, Bethany. I'm sending you a lot of love. Hi, Blossom Violet. Everyone here knows Blossom, the amazing piano playing teacher here on Insight Timer. And actually, when we do our letter writing, I'm going to play some of Blossom's music. Let's see what comments we have here. Oh, Jess, I'm happy to hear that. That speech is so motivational. He has a bunch of really motivational speeches, and that's definitely one of my favorites. Did I miss any other comments? Yeah, I love this so much. I do. And you're very welcome, Tarns. Happy to share it. So that's going to be our inspiration today. I'm going to do a gratitude letter. If you want to do a gratitude letter, Bethany says, yeah, you know what, Bethany? You do need to message me first. I don't know, unless you've messaged me in the past and I could find an old message. Teachers, we're not allowed to have friends on Insight Timer, so we can't message anyone. So if you want to reach me, the best thing to do is to message me. So please, Bethany, send me a message after the live. Jennifer says, greetings from Chicago. I've been working on my 831. Oh, I love that. We were just talking about the 831 glimmer, 831 and glimmers is another favorite topic of mine. I'm thrilled to be writing again after a long leave. Good for you, Jennifer. And Mitch says, hey, Blossom Violet, I never get to tell you because you're always doing your thing, but I think you're an absolute magician. I agree. Like it's literal magic. No other way to explain it. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Mitch, thank you for that TED Talk. And Mitch, I agree. And Blossom doesn't know this, but I talk about her to my husband all the time. And I say that I don't think she knows how amazing her gift is, because how many of us could just have something just create itself the way it does for her, that she just sits at a piano with no planning, no, this is what I'm going to play, or, this is what I've composed. She just puts her hands on these keys and magic comes out. I mean, everything she plays is amazing. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to do a lot of collaborations with her. Again, the magic of technology. And I have had the opportunity to take the music that she has improvised and plays, and I've kept it in tracks, and I use it now for my background music. If any of you have listened to my tracks, and as of today, I looked, and I don't know how this happened, I have 194 tracks. Something else I never talk about, because it's something that I do because I enjoy it. So I just keep making them. And with Blossom's music, I just keep getting inspired to do more. So almost 3 years, 194 tracks. I remember when I got started, I had to do 2 tracks, and that was a big ordeal for me. And those tracks are still out there, and I don't think they're my best work, so don't judge. But now I just turn on the mic and I just start talking, and I don't write anything down. I just, like I am now, I don't plan, I just talk. But I love creating tracks now. And honestly, if no one ever listened to them, I'd be okay. It's just something for me therapeutic, like writing a letter. Mitch says it almost seems so internally personal that I shouldn't be listening. Yes, Mitch, that's so funny that you say that, because the way she gets into her zen and her zone, it's like there's nobody else there. She's by herself and she's just playing, and it just pours out of her, and it is amazing. Joanne says it's awe-inspiring indeed. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put some time. You can all keep chatting. That's fine. I am going to do a gratitude letter today. You can do a gratitude letter. You can do a letter to your younger self like I've done, a letter to a pet if you're comfortable. Bethany, I know that's a hard topic right now. So maybe focus on gratitude today. But write a letter for whatever you want, or write a letter to somebody who pissed you off and you just want to get it out. And no, you don't have to send it. I'm not encouraging anybody to go out and start a fight. But write the letter, rip it up, throw it away, burn it, do whatever you want. Yeah, gratitude is my favorite. I love doing gratitude. I actually, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do in my journal is kind of like a little gratitude recap. I write, I'm grateful that I woke up in my beautiful warm bed in this beautiful house in the woods, and just starting out with gratitude, as Denzel said, just being grateful for everything. It motivates me. I feel like it brings more things to my life for me to be grateful for. That's part of my scripting technique. I know some of you have heard me talk about that, and I do have a course on that one. Mitch says, do you have any track that speaks on spiritual plateaus or lull? Oh, Mitch, that's a great question. And I don't think that I do, but I love that topic. And I think I'm going to, I need to write that down, but I'm not going to write it down right now. I will in my journal. I'm going to keep that in mind. And I'm sure there are other teachers here that do, but what a great topic. That would be like a great Ask Your Guides topic. Mitch, I don't know if you know about Ask Your Guides, but it's what I call the collaborations I do with the other teachers. Hannah says, I've just started doing gratitude. It's been so good for me. Yes, Hannah, yes. There are times when I'm not feeling, I'm not always like happy-go-lucky. I know I look that way. But there's times when, I'm feeling a little down or a little grumpy, or, some days I wake up and I'm just not in a good mood. And focusing on gratitude turns it around. Maybe not immediately. I mean, we all have our moods, right? Right, CG? That would be a great topic. CG, I'm writing that down. Mitch says, how would I listen to watch Ask Your Guides? Mitch, I'm happy you asked that. If you go to the link in my teacher's profile, which is very easy, it's my name exactly as it is here, Violet108. You just add the .com, and that link is in my teacher's profile. If you go to that link, you will find all the replays of Ask Your Guides, of the journaling, of anything that I've ever done. There's probably about 100 videos of replays, the musicians, and we have an Ask Your Guides coming up. I'm going to put that card up because that's the one I was talking about earlier with Dakota and Matt and a bunch of amazing teachers. And we call this one A Peaceful Pause. So Mitch, bookmark it and join us if you can. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time in New York. And we're doing it later this time so that we can catch our friends on the other time zones like Australia. Nicola says, I'm devastated. The guy I was starting to see ghosted me. Oh, Nicole, I'm sorry to hear that. We're going to do some journaling, Nicola. Hopefully that'll help you. Mitch, I put the card up. Please join us. And like I said, check the link in my teacher's profile. You will find everything I've done on Ask Your Guides. All the replays are there. Those are some of my favorite sessions. We've had session, and CG has been in these, and Jess has been in these. And of course, Blossom Violet has been in these because she's always in the musicians' monthly lives that we do. But yeah, the link is there. And Jen, I just came in to say hello, Kenobi. Hello, Jen. Thank you for saying hello. Mitch says, I was attending, but now I have a teacher training. Yes, there'll be a replay. Don't worry, Mitch. As soon as that live is over, even this one, all the lives, as soon as they're over, the replay is available. You can find those links through my teacher's profile. I'm dual streaming right now. Jen says, Bethany, sweetheart, I'm sending you hugs, love, and will keep you and your baby in my prayers. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Bethany. That's such a heavy topic for me because I know how you're feeling. You know, a lot of us have been through that. And like I said, coincidentally, today I was finishing a course that I had wanted to do for about 2 years on pet loss. And I wanted to do it since I lost mine. But I think it's taken me this long to be able to get to the point where I could sit down and actually do it. Finally been working on it, almost done with it. All right, I'm going to put some time on the clock. I'm going to do like 5 or 6 minutes to give you, you may not write the entire gratitude letter, but it'll give you a start. And we're going to listen to Blossom's music while we do that. Bethany says, I've been to so many Ask Your Guides and met a lot of good friends and wonderful teachers. And that's what it's done for me too. I have gotten to know so many people by doing that. That was one of the things I really wanted when I started out as a teacher on Insight Timer. I wanted to find a way to connect with other teachers. So that was like my passion project, and it was a dream come true, and I'm still loving them. All right, friends, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm trying to decide which journal I want to write in or if I want to type my gratitude letter. Blossom says, Violet is bringing teachers in the community together. Thank you. Thank you, Blossom. Blossom's so awesome. She's always complimenting and supporting us teachers. We love that. Jennifer says, when I start to feel crotchety or upset, I return to my 831 journal. I read through my gratitude and the little glimmers I've collected. It reminds me of the truth. My life is actually full of goodness. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. I love that quote by Helen Keller. I'm glad you shared that. All right, keep typing in the chat if you want. I'm going to put some music on. If you want to do your letter now, you can. If you want to just hang out and listen to Blossom's beautiful music, that's fine too. I'm going to mute myself. All right, can I keep the music on or is it gonna be too loud? Oops, let me turn these things off. Turn that off. Okay. Blossom says, I can't wait to join the 3 poets and the 3 musicians. I am so excited about that. For anyone who hasn't been to one of Juan's sessions where he plays his guitar while he has a poet there reading her poem, those are magical. And after our last Musicians Live, I said to him, I would love to host one of those. So he said, let's do it with he says he would love to do it with all the musicians and a few poets. So we have reached out to a few teachers who have written their own poetry. Saraya is one. I don't think Saraya is here right now. The other one is Rosemary. Oh gosh, I can't remember her last name. And Janine, and I can't remember her last name either. Janine might not be able to make it, but Rosemary and Saraya are definitely going to be there. And I have invited one other teacher who writes her own poetry. So I'm hoping that she will take me up on it. And if you know any teachers that write their own poetry, yes, Moran, Rosemary Moran, Meran. You were close, very close. And then Janine is Serundo. Let me see if I can get that one. So it's Rosemary Moran. And then it's Janine, and I might be spelling her name wrong. Serundo, something like that. Something like that. Janine, like I said, has a client, and the time conflicts, so she might not be able to make it. But Rosemary said yes, and Saraya will be there. And I have asked another teacher that I know writes her own poetry if she can be there too. And like I said, if you know any other teachers that write poetry, let me know. All right, I hope you had a little bit of time there to start your gratitude letter. Does anybody want to share in the chat anything that they wrote about? I saw a couple of things while we were waiting. Let me scroll back. Just give me 1 second here. I wanted to make sure the sound was okay. So as I mentioned before, am going to be in Pennsylvania this weekend with my grandbabies and my kids. My granddaughter turned 1 today. So my gratitude letter was filled with a lot of that. You know, I'm so grateful that I get to spend time with the family and so excited about the baby's first birthday. I can't believe she's a year old today. Like that just went so fast. And she's walking already, which I love because the boys did not walk right away. My boys were lazy. Tarn says, I just wrote almost 3-page letter to my current self in support of where I've been stuck, telling myself I know it's hard, but I can do it. Yes, Tarns, yes, I love that. Those are the kind of letters I love because when I'm going through something difficult, I write letters like that to myself. Jen says, that's so beautiful, Kenobi. I'm so happy for you. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen, do you have any gratitude you want to throw out there? Were you writing a letter or were you just hanging out listening to Blossom's amazing music, which either one is fine. And you can always write a letter after the live or tomorrow, next week, whenever. But I encourage everybody to do those gratitude letters and gratitude journaling. Sometimes I write letters of gratitude to a person, like I did one for my husband a few weeks ago. Still haven't shared it with him. And I should probably figure out what I did with it because I know it's in one of my journals now. I mentioned it to him, but I never gave it to him. He's not a big letter reader, but that's all right. Sometimes I force him to read stuff. Jen says, Mitch says, I ended up in tears anyway. Please, Mitch, please send it to me. I have to tell you, I have to stop everybody right now. I love when people do letters or journal entries or anything and send it to me. I read each and every one. And you know, if you've ever sent me anything, I always respond. And I respond fairly quickly because, again, tech junkie. So my phone, some kind of technology is always nearby. So please, Mitch, please share your letter with me. I would love for you to send it to me. And you can find the way to reach me through the link in my teacher's profile, which again is my name, Violet108, with a .com. It's in my teacher's profile. Blossom says, happy birthday to your grandbaby. Thank you, Blossom. I can't wait to see her tomorrow. Jennifer, I wrote a letter of gratitude for people in my life. It's a collection of small love letters to each of them. Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. Reminding myself how deeply they've enriched my life, how they've helped shape me into a better person, and how grateful I am to have them. They are my people, and my life is fuller because they're in it. I love that, Jen. I love that so much. Jennifer, I'm sorry, I'm calling you Jen. I'm looking at Jen and I'm reading Jennifer's comments. Jennifer, I love that. And Jen's going to send me her letter. Good, good, good. I want to read it. Hello, Juani. Oh, Juani, it's so nice to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. And I think I saw you yesterday at somebody else's live, but I didn't want to be like, hey, Juani, I don't like to go into other teachers' lives and like hijack their chat. I try to stay quiet sometimes. I mean, I say hello, but I try not to chat too much unless it's really quiet. And then I'll be like typing in the chat, just, helping the conversation here and there. All right, my friends, it's been amazing spending this hour with you. And thank you, all of you who joined me, because originally this was going to be 2.5 hours earlier. Oh, wait, I'm not going anywhere. Alexis, I'm going to read your comments. I'm grateful for being a cancer survivor. Oh, Alexis, yes. I know you've been going through some heavy stuff. I'm happy to see that you're writing about that. Grateful for being a cancer survivor because I have learned to become more patient and to love myself more and be able to look at things in a more positive perspective. Being diagnosed with cancer twice and getting myself through the toughest journey I went through and am still currently going through, that has made me become so much stronger, and that is definitely something I'm grateful for and proud of. Very grateful I got to write about. And we are so grateful and so proud of you for being strong, for writing about it, for being here with us today. Sending you a lot of love too. Bethany writes, Kenobi, you've got mail. All right, I will be looking at that when I get off the live. Tarn says, this has been awesome. A brilliant start to your Friday. Oh, I like that. I'm happy to see that. Alexis, my friend, sending you so much love. You're welcome. We're not leaving yet. We're not leaving yet because I would not leave without, I'm looking at my videos here. Gotta have some kind of upbeat video replay of Matt playing the piano. And this time I have to remember to turn off Blossom's music because last time I had both playing at the same time. Jen says, Alexis, thank you for sharing. You're inspiring and I'm proud of you. Yeah, very inspiring. When someone shares something like that, I think to myself, that is incredible that you could find, and that's something that I would encourage anybody who's going through something hard, that you could find that gratitude. Because, little story, my dad, he went through many years with a brain tumor, and he was originally told he would have 6 months. It was a very aggressive form of brain cancer that he had. And he, at that point in his life, suddenly turned everything around. He was always kind of dark and moody, became very positive. He got involved with the church. He was expressing so much gratitude and just so much positivity. And I really believe, I know it was the reason he lived as long as he did. He lived 6 years, not 6 months. And he did an amazing 6 years. His life, those last 6 years, was full of gratitude. He did a lot of things that he had never had the opportunity to do because he was always working, and obviously he had to stop working. So I'm a huge believer that gratitude and that kind of positive outlook really does help you physically. So I encourage people always to do that. I saw it with my dad. What was the title of the Denzel video? If you Google Denzel Washington thank you gratitude video, you will find it. I can't remember the name of it, but Tarns, if you send me a message, I will look because I know I have it here. I have the name here somewhere. I will look. I have the video saved, but I didn't save it as the name of the video. I just wrote Denzel Washington, thank you. But definitely Google Denzel Washington, thank you, gratitude video, and you will find it. Send me a message, I'll help you find it. Let's see, what comments am I missing here? Alexis says thank you to Trish. Bethany, Alexis, that's so inspiring, so true. Alexis is saying thank you to Jen. Jen says, I lost my dad to cancer. What a journey, broke my heart open. Jen, yes. And I have written letters about that too, about the grief that I felt around that, about the gratitude I felt for the time I had him in my life. I was 30 at the time that he passed. And, he left me with a lot of the strength and the motivation, the determination that I have, even my love of technology, I got from my dad. Granted, technology was not then where it is now, but if there was like a new TV or new radio, new stereo, my dad was the first one to go out and buy it. And to this day, I feel like, if there's some new technology out there, I have to have it. I definitely get that from him. I wish he'd lived long enough to see the things we have now, because he would have it all and he'd be blown away. But yeah, definitely grateful for all the time that he was in my life. Jen, condolences for your loss. Jen says he turned 9 in the hospital, celebrated like a rock star, then passed the next day. What a beautiful, beautiful life. I love that. Bethany says, yesterday would have been my dad's 83rd birthday. I could not wrap my head around that, even though I was 16 when he died. Wow. Still in my head, he's 47. Wow, you were very young. I was 30. My dad was 55, which I'm older than him now. And I think to myself, wow, it's incredible to think that at 47, your life would have ended. Like, I feel like I'm just beginning the next best phase of my life. And when I think about them passing so young, it blows my mind. And again, I'm grateful for the time he was there, because he was an amazing influence. And Bethany, hopefully you feel that way too, even though you were 16 and that was really, really young. I hope that you got that as well. Denzel Washington, the importance of saying thank you. I knew there was a thank you in there somewhere. Thank you, Trish. Jen says, thank you, everyone. It's still so new. Grief is complicated and complex. Yes, Jen, it is. I was just talking about that today. It's complicated. It's complex. It comes in waves. There's days when you're fine, and then the next minute you're crying, and you grieve however you need to, and you take as much time as you need to. Trish says, grief wears many hats. Jen says, he is the most wonderful man I could have ever asked for. And Jen, when you're ready, write him a letter. I've done that for my dad. I've written those letters. Oh, sure, Carly. She slept in after a big night. Carly, I was talking when we started this, how this time zone was perfect for you. And I hadn't mentioned your name, but I was like, oh, she should be here soon. You were sleeping. That's all right. Listen, I love to sleep in. In fact, I don't even want to tell you what time I got out of bed this morning, because it's a little embarrassing. I really do sleep in a lot. And I had the day off, so. And Carly, by the way, is a smile from heaven, for those of you who have heard me referring to her. In case you don't know her, another amazing teacher. Have I given a shout out to all our amazing teachers? Jen, Joanne. I'm sorry, not Jen, Jess. Jess is still here. Joanne, Blossom Violet, A Smile from Heaven, CG. I'm looking real quick. Did I miss anybody? Is everybody as excited as teachers, as excited as I am that the bubbles were moved on the screen and now they're bigger? Because, those tiny bubbles were killing us. I should probably play tiny fonts. On our way out, that's a video that'll make everybody smile. Bethany says, when my mom died, I was 31 and she was 59. They didn't live nearly long enough. I agree. I'm 51. It's a bit scary. Outliving my dad shouldn't have been a goal. Now it's to outlive my mom. Well, Bethany, I'm hoping that your mom will be around for a long, long time. My mom is 88 and still kicking and going strong. Still lives independently. Still drives me a little crazy, but I love her. Tarn says, morning, Carly, I miss you. Life's been lifing again, but we'll try for Sunday. Good. And Carly says, I ran a cacao and drumming last night and I zonked afterwards. Carly, we forgive you. We forgive you. Joanne says, my sister-in-law passing so suddenly a few weeks ago has been so hard on all of us. Joanne, sending you a lot of love. That had to be really, really tough. I mean, there's no easy way, whether it's long or it's sudden, it's hard. And, you know, we need time to process and time to grieve. My dog is outside making a lot of noise. I'm looking to see why. Not outside, he's out on the deck. It's probably because he knows that my husband just got home. He can hear him down below. So he's anxiously waiting. Trish says, I lost my husband almost 5 years ago. It taught me to live in the now because tomorrow isn't promised. That's so true. I felt that way when my dad passed away. I was 30 at the time, and I felt like a lot of the things that used to be a big deal to me no longer were. Kind of put a lot in perspective. All right, I'm still looking at my dog over there making noise. I'm glad you can't hear him. Bethany says, I had a full work up and I didn't have my dad's heart. That was a relief. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Trish, I don't sweat the small stuff anymore. Absolutely. And Trish, that had to be a really hard thing to lose your husband. I can't even imagine. I mean, that's the person that, you know, you're with all day, every day, and someone that you had planned on spending your entire life with. So that definitely had to be hard. And it was sudden. Yeah. Wow. Sending you a lot of love, my friends, all of you, you know, for your strength and your courage. And thank you so much for being here and for sharing. I'm going to play something. Let's see. I'm going to keep reading your comments, but before we go, I'm going to play something fun for you. I have it queued up. Tarn says, my Nana lived to the grand old age of 96. Wow, she tried so hard to get the telegram from the Queen. Aw, the Queen was also 96 when she passed too. Hey, maybe they're hanging out together now. Carly says, grief is a hard emotion. People often say time heals. No, I agree. In my opinion, though, our container shape changes to adapt to hold both grief and joy. If that, yeah, it does make sense. And I was actually talking about that earlier today. I agree completely. So many good topics here today. I could stay here forever. All right, I'm going to play something fun. Keep typing.
Me. Small font, why is your font so small? Inside timer, we love you, but I can't see this thing at all. Small font, why don't you increase in size? I'm sure there's a lovely comment here, but I can't see it. No, I can't see it with my eyes.
I love that one. That always makes me laugh. And Beth, was it you who had asked me for No, Not I? Because Matt sent it to me. I can play that one for you too. Blossom says, we're still waiting for the fonts to grow. Well, Blossom, you know that the icons, have you gone live recently? The icons are bigger now on the laptop. when we go live, when the teachers go live, they used to have them squished underneath the comments, real tiny, and now they're big and they're spread out across the whole bottom of the left side of my screen, which is awesome. All right. Yes, Bethany, you did ask for No Not I. All right, I'm going to play that one for you now.
So as the world burns down, I will keep my crown. I'll protect my kingdom through the storm. And as the sky falls down, and you hear that sound, I will still find peace all through the world. And through the rising sun, as my enemies run, I will rise and hold my head up high. And when it's all said and done, and the war is won, well, the world may fall, but no, not I. I need more closure, yeah, to keep my composure, yeah. Look at the ocean, yeah, control my emotions, yeah. What are you waiting for? No more debating, or what's the solution? Yeah. A revolution. No, I will not let darkness take control. No, I will not let demons steal my soul. No, I will not let darkness take control. No, I will not let demons steal my soul. So as the world burns down, I will keep my crown. I'll protect my kingdom through the storm. And as the sky falls down, and you hear that sound, I will still find peace I will not let demons steal my soul. So as the world burns down, I will keep my crown. I'll protect my kingdom through the storm. And as the sky falls down and you hear that sound, I will still find peace all through the world. And through the rising sun, as my enemies run, I will rise and hold my head up high. And when it's all said and done, and the war is won, well, the world may fall, but no, not I.
I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream
That's a nice way to end. Let me see what messages have I missed. Make sure I'm not muted. Yeah, we were talking about the dual screen. I'm hoping that they will do that. And Nikki says, fantastic topic for this live. I look forward to the replay since I missed most and was in therapy session. All right, well, as soon as this is over, it will be there. It will be available in the other place. And you all know how to find me. You know, link in my teacher's profile or just Google Violet 108. I think so far I'm the only one. There might be a video game player out there somewhere who's used that name too, but I think if you Google it, you'll know which is me and which isn't. Blossom writes, I have all my fingers and toes crossed. Yeah, me too. Bethany says, I sit on a yoga ball because the micro movements help my chronic pain and I can stay longer for meditations. Oh, that's awesome. So you're bouncing in sync with Matt. Yeah, I'm not on a yoga ball and I'm sitting here, you know, bouncing around when I listen to his music too. I used to have one of those and it's a great way to sit and work, but I'm not that coordinated. I don't know that I could type and sit on a yoga ball. Hey, Dina. All right, did I mention all the other teachers who have joined since? Dina is a teacher. Nikki is a teacher. We've already mentioned Joanne and CG and Blossom and Jess. And I see another one down there who hasn't said hello. I'm not going to call you out. And I was saying before, I don't know if some of you have not gone live since the bubbles were moved to the left side of the screen and now we can see them better. So now I can see you when you're here. But I'm not going to call you out. Bethany says the other Violet 108 is no Kenobi. No, they are not. And Dina says, I'm going live this Sunday. All right, what time? Pop it in the chat. Oh, and there's Carly still here. All right. I'm still here, just half asleep listening. All right, that's all right. We forgive you. I'm not going to be around this weekend, Dina, because I'm going to Pennsylvania tomorrow morning, actually, to spend a long weekend there because my grandbaby turned a year old today and we are going to her first birthday party. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be with the babies. Let's see. What else? Bethany's waving to Carly. Dina says hello to Bethany, Blossom, Joanne. Yeah, I am definitely looking forward to that. I haven't seen them in, oh gosh, it's been over a month, probably about 6 weeks. I try to see them at least once a month, but the weather here has not cooperated, so traveling was put on hold. Thank goodness this weekend it's going to be warm, considering what we've had. It's probably going to be like in the 40s and 50s, not the bone-chilling cold we had before. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm already packed. I'm ready to go. All right, friends. Oh, look at that. My number, I just looked. It's 100. There's 108 of us here. I was about to end the live and now I can't, right? No, it's a good way to go out. Dina says, I'll have a live Sunday at 8:08 p.m. Dina, I forget. Are you on the same time zone as me? What is your time zone? Power, not permission. It's for International Women's Day. Oh, what a great topic. I love that. 1:08 Eastern time. That's cool. That's, I love that. Wait, you said 8:08 or 1:08? Is the snow in my driveway cleared? Not quite. I think I can show you. Hold on one second. Since you asked. Let's see. Can I pull it up? I think I can. I want to make sure I have the right camera here. Let's see. Give me 1 second and I'm going to show you that snow. Something else I love to share. Hang on 1 second. I have so many things open. There's my driveway. So it's raining today and it is starting to melt. However, as you can see, it's not completely gone. Your humidity is near 100%. Wow. Yeah, it is very thick snow. Let me turn the camera off. It's going to take a while for all that to melt. Nikki says, if you want, did you have or offer any suggestions about what to do with letters that people have finished? I keep my letters in my journal, but if it's an angry letter, people can rip it up and throw it away. They can burn it safely. Or if you want, mail it to the person that you wrote it to. If it's a gratitude letter, if it's an angry letter, that's up to you if you want to mail it to them or not. You could, start a little bit of an issue there. So it might be best to keep it, but that's totally up to you. Carly says it's gross. I can imagine. I don't like humidity, but I'm over the snow and the cold already. I got very agitated with idiots at Costco yesterday and realized I was just hot. Yeah, I get like that too. I am unbearable. If it's humid and I'm out in the heat, I become unbearable. And Blossom says, I see you're in Queensland. Good day. I can't say that the way you can. Dina says it's 77 here. Wow. It is 40 in New York, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius. I'm sorry for all our other friends. Tarn says, I sometimes rip mine up and submerge it in water if it's one I want to send but won't. Yeah, that's a good idea. You don't want them laying around. When I was married to my first husband, because a lot of my journal entries were angry and about him, I always did them on the computer and they were password protected. I didn't put anything on paper that could be found or used against me. Carly says, hangry or hot, I'm a different person. Yeah, me too. Me too. You wouldn't believe it. Blossom was saying the other day she's never seen that side of me, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. And I wouldn't be on Inside Timer being angry or hangry. I was a little hungry earlier, but I wasn't quite hangry yet. And for those of you who joined later, I was mentioning how I was trying to open this beef stick. By the way, I'm not, I don't work for them, but these are delicious. Archer's grass-fed beef sticks. I couldn't get it open before I started the live and I was so hungry. So when we went to the first video, I ate it while nobody was watching. I got a scissor and cut it open. Yeah, I am from New York and I do have a tendency to get a little of that New York impatience. Bethany says, my son and I do angry art, paint over letter and transform the anger into something beautiful. I love that idea, Bethany. I'm not an artist, but Carly here is. And I think that would be a lovely topic for a live. And Carly, I'm just putting it out there. I'm willing to, host that. Angry art, paint over the letter and transform that anger into something beautiful. Think about that, Carly. Hold on, the messages are going quickly. Let's see. What did I miss? Bethany says, Blossom says, Bethany, wow, I love that too. Is that something that you do as well, Blossom? Or is that something that you would love to do? Because I would love for Carly to do that for us live. And she says, I tell people all the time to paint over stuff. Bethany being high ground, Dina says. And Tarns, that's right. Hint, 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 Carly. Bethany says, Dina, because I have to role model for my kid. Yeah, I know what that's like, right? Sometimes you have to set a good example. Carly says, I get the hints. Good, good, good. Also, Blossom, you have not done that yet. I think that would be a fun live. And we'll have to talk. Oh, and I just saw somebody, another teacher down there in my chat bubbles who I'm not going to mention, but we were just listening to his amazing music. Dina says, I don't have to role model. That's true, Dina. You have that advantage. Actually, I don't have to now either because my kids are grown, but I have to set a good example for my grandbabies. There's the ghost, Matt Moore. We were talking about you. Were your ears ringing? We played that beautiful, I was telling Bethany that after the last live when she had requested No Not I, and I said I didn't have that video, that you sent it to me right away, so I couldn't wait to play it, and we played that video. We also played small fonts because, we had to. Blossom says, I don't write, you know me. So you can paint though. It's funny, and I'm the total opposite. I don't do all the creative stuff that the rest of you do, but I do love to write. And Matt is saying hello. For those of you who don't know Matt, which I would find hard to believe, but I'm sure, there might be somebody who doesn't. And how is it we still have 108 people in here? That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, Matt is the one whose video I played, the No Not I and the small fonts. That was all Matt. I had your name at the bottom of the screen there while it was playing. Yeah, Blossom, I love it. 108. Blossom says, I would rather paint. And yes, Bethany, I think his spidey senses were tingling, right? Nikki says, Chinese knot it out. Oh, that's interesting. I've heard of that, but I don't know much about it. Dina says, I'm happy you're reading the chat because once again, I can't see it. Yeah. Lately, every live I go into, the chat disappears. So I go in and out a few times. Sometimes it reappears, sometimes it doesn't. Nikki says, Blossom does it. Has an awesome collection. And Blossom says, Nikki, I no longer have any strings or chords. Oh, well, Blossom, it might be time to buy more. Get back into that. And Bethany says, the nice thing is you didn't have to write, it was a letter. Write all your thoughts on paper art and then transform it. I think that's a great idea. I love that. I am not an artist, but I'm willing to finger paint. Blossom says, I used to. Awesome. All right, friends. If you have anything else you want to share in the chat, please do. I am going to end was this a 45-minute live? I don't know. I forget how I schedule it for 45 minutes and it goes into an hour and a half. Carly says, if I do the live, you need to join in and paint. Well, that would be kind of hard for me when I'm using all this equipment. I don't really have a space on my desk free for painting, unfortunately. Between the 3 monitors and then there's all this other stuff to run to do a collaboration. I mean, if you do the live and I'm not on it, I could do it. But if I'm running it, I definitely couldn't. Yeah. Sorry. Bethany says, I'll paint. Dina says, have a good night. Thank you, Dina. It's like 5:40 here, so I'm going to go off and eat some dinner. I'm all packed for tomorrow. I can't wait to go see my grandbabies. And Carly says, oh, I know, do it on your iPad. Did you? Actually, that's, that I could do digitally. I've always got my iPad nearby. Thank you, Dina. Yeah, it's like a 3-hour drive and should be pretty good tomorrow. I don't think hopefully there won't be a lot of traffic, but you never know. Fortunately, my husband does all the driving, so I get to sit back and relax. And then we get there and I tell him, wow, that seemed like it went so quick. And it's like, well, yeah, because I didn't have to drive. All right, my friends. I'm saying goodbye. Thank you, all of you, for joining. And those of you who want to share your letters with me, you know how to find me. Link in my teacher's profile. And like I said, the replay will be available as soon as I log out of here. All right, bye-bye. I'll definitely be talking to you soon. Let's see, maybe we should play something on the way out. What can we play? Let's see. I know what we're going to play. Another favorite. This one always makes me dance.
seasons come and go like clockwork every year. When Christmas comes around, our hearts are filled with cheer. Every day I see the beauty all around. From the morning sunrise to a night when it goes down. Look at the world around and receive it. Put down your phone so you can see it. Look at the sky and look at the sea. Look at the fish that swim